Dear crystal lovers, welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, my name is AM and I'm the founder of AVIUVI. AVIUVI is a web shop, aviuvi.com, where we're selling the most amazing, beautiful, ethically sourced crystals. So welcome to you guys. The crystal that I'm going to talk to you about today is white dogtooth calcite, and I actually made a video about this last year when I made an unboxing when I got them home from Germany. And these are some really spectacular and very unique crystals. So I wanted to go through them again because now they're finally up on the shop and available for purchase. So calcites in general occur all over the world, and for me it's one of the most interesting crystals because they come across so differently depending on the conditions, the temperatures, everything that has been going around these specific crystals over the time that it has taken them to form. And that makes calcite so versatile. It expresses itself in so many different ways and colors. But the ones that I'm talking about today is the type that is most commonly known as dogtooth calcite because it resembles dog teeth, and I'll show you. So this is the biggest one that I have up on the shop now, and it's pretty heavy, this one, but you see what I mean, right? That it really looks like teeth, and I also think it looks a lot like a beautiful mountain landscape. It's a very interesting type of crystal for sure, and that's why it's one of my favorites and why I have it on the shop. So these ones that I'm going to show you today are from Germany, and I love finding local crystals for my shop because, you know, there are so many going around, but they are mostly from Brazil or South America and from China. And what I love about finding locally sourced crystals is that I definitely know that the working conditions are good because of the laws that we have here in Europe. And also another thing is that I can speak directly to the prospector. So I know the guy who found these beautiful crystals, and I can hear him tell about the entire story about how he found them. And that, to me, as a crystal collector and as a crystal seller, that holds a lot of value for me. It's one of the most important things about AVIUVI is that I want to keep the supply chain as clean as possible. So those kinds of things are definitely something that goes into me choosing for my web shop. Opposed to some of the more generic crystals, these are not generic crystals. These are the type of crystals that you probably would be more interested in when you've been collecting for a while and you want something that's really unique and special. Also, the metaphysical properties of calcites are really great in my experience. That's one of the reasons why I have calcites in the plant house where I'm at now and at home in Copenhagen and all around me, because I really love the energy that calcite provides, or the energy that it inspires in me. So I love the look of these very brutal looking crystals like these ones. I think they have a certain kind of wildness to them and definitely inspires a lot of creativity in me. You can study them for a long time and you never get bored of looking at these. So in a cluster like this one, you have these big terminations, and then in between you have lots and lots of little terminations inside. So it really is a landscape that you have here. One of the special things that are about these calcites that are on the shop right now is that, first of all, they're very white, and secondly, you get this very interesting matrix. So it's kind of, yeah, I don't even know how to describe it, but you actually get to see how this crystal has formed over millions of years, and that to me is so very interesting. And I'm going to show you another one, because for me as a collector, I'm not only about the immediate gratification of beauty. Obviously these are incredibly beautiful, but I also love details like this one, where you can see again this is the iron coming out of whatever material that is here in between. But this could be any type of, well, I would have to talk up to a geologist, and if you're a geologist watching this video, maybe you have a suggestion as to what has happened here, because there's definitely been some type of disruption in the formation of this crystal. And I'm really curious to know what that might have been, if it's an earthquake, or yeah, who knows what it's been. But definitely something has happened where it grew up halfway, then was disrupted, and then grew further on. So very interesting for geological purposes, right? So I have these Dogtooth calcites both here in the plant house and in the apartment in Copenhagen. And the reason why I love these types of crystals is because, again, first of all, I think they're incredibly interesting to look at. And also for me, they definitely inspire a lot of creativity and a special type of wildness in creativity and a freedom in creativity. That for me is definitely what these Dogtooth calcites represent, and why I have them around, because I love making various different things. If you're the type of person who likes to paint and make music and do sculptures and do a variety of different things, this might be a very good crystal for you. It's often the case that the geology and the metaphysical properties go hand in hand for me. So especially for something like calcite that does express itself in a variety of different ways, that is also the energy that I would read into it or interpret it as in a more metaphysical sense. So any type of calcite I would recommend for creativity, but this type of Dogtooth calcite is just very much about freedom, and especially these white calcites that are actually pretty rare. I haven't seen them too much, all white calcites like these ones. Usually they're a bit more brown or gray. But with these white ones, I definitely feel a more angelic presence and something more ethereal than with the other types of calcite. And again, this is just my interpretation, and what it always comes down to is your own experience with it. So just as a disclaimer, this is my personal interpretation of these beautiful crystals. So these are for sure not the types of crystals that you'd find in a normal crystal shop. And there's a couple of reasons for that. But the main reason is that they are quite rare and hard to come by. The other one being that this is not a standardized product, so you can't replicate crystals like these ones again and again. You have to like go individually buy every single crystal cluster. So what you would usually maybe find in a generic crystal shop is something that is more appropriate for selling, where you wouldn't have to put every single crystal up individually on your web shop, for example. In my case, that is what I do. I specialize in these unique pieces, so that's why I do it. But it's just a different type of business. But if you want something that is super special, that you won't find anywhere else, go for something like this for sure. They are, I have nothing but good words to say about these beautiful crystals, and again, I work with them every single day. So where you would put beautiful dogtooth calcites like this one would be, yeah, I would say I have mine in the kitchen at home, because that's where I do a lot of creative work at night. When Anker, he is tucked in, Andreas and I, we sometimes sit in the kitchen and do some art, and maybe I edit videos for you guys or do photos or something creative. So that's why I have that in the kitchen. And then here at the plant house where I'm at now, this is where we do painting and pottery and a lot of different kinds of creativity. So it's a really, really good crystal, especially for that purpose, like for that space where you do a lot of different projects, right? Maybe if you have a summer house where that's what you do, a crystal like this one would be ideal for that situation. But it could also be if you have a very creative workspace. Yeah, if you maybe do anything with craftsmanship, or and you really enjoy this iteration and freedom of imagination, right? They're so amazing. I love them so much. Okay, but that was it for today. I just wanted to come on, give you a short video about this, tell you guys that they are on the shop now, finally. And go check out the other video if you want to know more about these beautiful calcites. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video and would like more of this type of crystal content, please make sure to like, share and subscribe. It helps me to know what you want me to talk about, and it helps others to find this content if that is what they're looking for. Have a wonderful day with lots and lots of love to you and yours.